So I'm here with Dholakia, who's GM of Cloud Platforms at Citrix. And Samir, great to see you again this year.
Good to see you, Michael. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. And it's a year I think we've had a lot of change and a lot of great things happening at Citrix. So I'd first of all love to just hear what were your takeaways from the survey and what resonated with you this evening?
It's a tremendous insight, I think, to be gleaned from the survey. A lot has happened in the past years, and I think one of the things certainly resonated with us was just the dramatic increase in activity around infrastructure as a service, sort of bottoms up. That's a lot of where we focused. We've seen in our own cloud business, our business has tripled in the last year, and we've just seen a real growth not only in the business of our service providers and telcos who have been building cloud businesses of their own, but also real increased adoption in the traditional enterprises, and that's been tremendous to see. We also in the survey saw a lot of interest and activity with software as a service applications and notions of, I think the tagline mentioned was business leading IT.
Exactly right,
and we see a great deal of that in the Citrix portfolio as well. So some of the key businesses that we drive around file sharing. The company named ShareFile is...
that was a recent acquisition.
That's right. And we've seen the growth of that business really explode since the acquisition for us as people kind of drive that use case. They want to solve what they refer to as the Dropbox problem in the enterprise.
But
they need to...
at scale and with security.
And with security. And so we've seen great success in that business. We see it with our collaboration business, GoToMeeting. And so these born in the cloud businesses that solve a real need that the line of business executives can go out and solve for themselves, we're seeing explosive growth there. So I would say bottoms up, we saw some things that made a lot of sense and reflect what we're seeing in the market, and tops down from the software as a service layer.
And what do you think we can expect to see in the coming year?
I think a lot more of the same, to be honest. What I'm hoping to see, there'll be a lot more growth, I think, in both of those areas. I would expect to see more exponential pickup in the infrastructure space, in the bottoms up. I think we've seen it in the public arena. I think this year and the next year will be a lot about private cloud. And what we've always kind of had, we had a 5-year vision around cloud that dated back a couple of years, and we said we really thought 2011, 2012 was going to be about public cloud and really seeing that take off and get adopted. And the 2013 and 2014 would be about private clouds, on-premise, people taking existing infrastructure and saying, I got to get more out of it. Just in the same way we did with server virtualization. You've got the estate. It's not that you're building a new
how do you
cloud.
utilize it?
How do I take what I have and use it more efficiently? So we think we'll see a lot of transformation of existing infrastructure into more private clouds. And then ultimately in 2015 is when I really would expect to see hybrid cloud kind of hit mainstream.
Well, certainly that is borne out in the survey too. So one thing we didn't talk about too much tonight, just because we didn't have time, is obviously the impact of mobile. But it's one of the things that comes out in the survey for sure, is that it's a driver. Tell me a little bit about what Citrix is doing in that space.
Mobility is core to the Citrix value proposition. In fact, when we describe what we do at Citrix, it's delivering cloud solutions that enable mobile work styles. And mobile work styles is really kind of fundamentally what everything else is about, enabling that.
So that's what we were talking about tonight, is boundaryless.
It's boundaryless on any device, anywhere you are, access to any of the data, applications, people that you need to do your job. And we have a mission statement at Citrix that is, if we do that, we will help people work better, and if people can work better, we think they'll live better. And that gives us a reason for being that is larger than just software.
Right. And so are you seeing the same thing we are in this survey and in this feedback, which people are literally not only bringing their own devices, but bringing their own cloud services?
In spades, Michael. It is, I would say, the number one area of focus for the company is around this theme of mobility. The BYO movement, we actually refer to as BYO everything.
Exactly.
You said everything as a service, same concept, right? It's bring your own devices, bring your own apps, bring your own data, bring your own identity, bring your own everything. And we absolutely see that, and it's core to our solution portfolio, is being able to give customers on any device a universal access point through which they can get any web app, mobile app, Windows desktop, any of their data, and all delivered securely in a compliant way that IT can feel comfortable with.
Well, that's a great vision. Well, look forward to hearing more about how that's played out in the next year.
Thank you, Michael.
Great to have you here.
Looking forward to being here again next year.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Take care.